quick recap for everyone who wasn't here or who has been whisked away to the astral plane. Our players had made their way to Foxglove Manor. After a arduous journey, they were greeted by the house itself as Collodi had walked up and the door opened as if beckoning for them to come in. As they entered, the party found themselves, well, terrorized by a spirit. They feel that the spirit is childish and very playful. As Rain set up and agreed by the party to do a buddy system, Marvolo and Nexon decided to team up, and Rain and Cassandra decided to pair up. As Rain was heading up the stairs to the second floor, a weight was lifted off of her. And that weight was her friend, Cassandra. Cassandra had been taken to, well, the ghost world. The party searched throughout the house, being tormented and teased by the little spirit. Finally, they got upstairs to the second floor. As they made their way to the second floor, there were footsteps and doors slamming. Well, they searched to the first room. As they opened it, cobwebs lined this whole room. As Collodi made his way to the back of that room to reach for the next door, something, well, he got a feeling deep into the pit of his stomach, a hollow area where Marvolo keeps all his traps. Walked over, reached out to one of the paintings, and decided to pull away the cobweb. And that is where we left the party. And that is where we will pick up today. Collodi, as you reach out, pulling away the cobweb, you reveal a painting. In this painting seems to be a staircase. And at the very bottom of the staircase is a figure. Collodi, you lean in a little closer and you see, wait, what is that? That's a really bad painting of Cassandra. But she's so tiny at the bottom of these bone stairs.
Oh no.
I don't know what it is, but my entire soul seems to be drawn to this painting and this very bad character of Cassandra. How could she be here? I mean, that makes no sense, right? I'm going to start sort of scratching at the tiny Cassandra in the painting, like, you know, kind of like see if someone had like freshly painted it, or if it's like, you know, just kind of like, you know, if it's old.
As you're scratching, the little figure starts to like move gently away from your finger.
The painting is moving. The painting is moving.
That ain't good. I'm gonna pull out my string and make the little cat's cradle and cast detect magic.
Necromancy everywhere.
Yeah, too much. There's too much necromancy to really tell what's going on.
Step away from that. Just don't touch it.
Yeah, maybe don't scratch Cassandra off, because.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. Maybe the like, if you damage the painting, you'll hurt Cassandra. Maybe we need to damage it to get her. I don't know.
Oh, don't worry. I'm right on top of that. Collodi goes shing and pulls out his arm blade and he goes, "Yeah, I'll have her out of that they're painting in a quick, smart, and in a hurry."
No.
What?
No.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Put that away now, please.
But you said we have to. Oh, okay. I'm calm. Shh.
As Collodi pulled out the blade, started doing that, suddenly the Cassandra painting starts to move, waving its arms like, no, don't do that.
Okay, I think what she's saying is hit me right here, right between where my arms are waving. No, okay. Just thought I'd check with you. You know, it could be a whole bunch of different things. I don't know. I don't speak sign language or nothing.
Okay, you're gonna step away from this.
Okay, I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna go check the corridor there and make sure that nothing coming up behind us.
I'm sorry. Is anybody else just baffled that this picture is moving?
Yeah. Nexon's gonna move into the room and up to the painting to get like a closer look at it. Trying.
As Nexon, as you move closer, can you make a will save? First off, and secondly, so like you kind of come into the room now, and oh, that's really good. Thumbs up. Very powerful. Nexon, you feel like maybe you're in your head, you're like, oh, maybe like if I open up the other paintings, that might show stuff, but it was a thought, and then it kind of, left your head very quickly. As fast as it came in, it just kind of went away. You walk up to the painting, and now Cassandra is like, sees you and and is waving.
Oh, wave at the painting.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and make myself make my arm gestures as big as I can, and I'm going to do a mime like rope pull, and like like someone who's trying to get you onto the dance floor, like that, but a scared version of like, throw a rope, pull me out, like, and then I'm just gonna keep doing that and looking at Nixon, like very like, this is what you need to do. But I'm not sure if it's clear.
Right. Just gonna pull some string out and like try throwing the string at like
that's
one
a
end
very
of the
good
string
idea.
at Cassandra in the painting.
As you pull the string out, it hits the painting, and it doesn't go into the painting, right? But it does slide off, and it has like some of that oil painting on it, like as if this is very new. There might be something you're missing in between this and that.
Then I'm gonna give like a big thumbs up and yes, and then I'm gonna like dance around in a circle, and I'm gonna dance around in a circle, and then I'm going to pretend like I'm doing a cat's cradle but very badly. And I'm gonna be like around in a circle.
Nexon's just gonna like put her hands up and spin around in a circle.
Sorry.
I'm gonna stop dancing in a circle, and then I'm gonna hold my face in my hands and think.
Scream?
I'm going to grab hold of Collodi, and I'm going to very quickly, and by the way, before anyone says how bad of an idea this is, I know, I'm very aware, acutely. I'm going to carve a Ouija board alphabet into the chest of Collodi. Now,
Yes.
I don't know how this happens, but okay, Cassandra's necromancer in the painting. Maybe we have a way of reaching through the veil and maybe having her communicate through this.
Oh.
That's my idea. I don't know. It might work. It might not. I have no necromancy powers. I'm a carpenter. Sometimes a doctor. Okay? This is just all new territory. But I will try and carve one. So it has yes, no, the alphabet, and then the numbers.
Of course.
Yeah. And
so-
using this in a haunted house definitely has no bad repercussions.
Definitely not.
No.
Not at all. No.
If only we had someone who knew about undeath that could have told me this was a terrible idea. All right. I will then very quickly whittle a small little thingy puck. I'm going to call it a puck in honor of our Canadian brethren. And I'm going to put it on top of the newly carved collodi.
It's a planchette.
Oh, thank you. I knew it was something like that. Yes, planchette. I put the planchette on top of the top of our dear friend Kalodi. And I place my hands on it. And I say, Kala, if you can hear us, give us a sign.
Kaz is gonna look around and be like, "Who is Carla? What?"
I mean, no, yeah, Cassandra. Cassandra, sorry, it's my accent. It's my accent from Zin Halast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to. Okay, so do I have to gesture where I want the planchette to go, or I can cast magic that'll move the planchette? Using my
Okay.
fancy word.
Yes. So, two things. Ready? This is gonna be fun. I need you to make a will save, and then we'll see how that works, because you're now fighting against the will of the other stuff.
21.
21. So as Marvolo is holding the panchet, right?
Panchet.
Did I say it? Panchet. In my head, I haven't had breakfast, so it's pancetta, and I was like, delicious. It starts to move slightly, right? So you can feel your own will kind of dominating this, pushing it forward, and starts to move. What would you like to kind of start to point out?
I'm going to go to an R.
So
R.
there are.
R.
She's become a pirate. All right, so it moves to R.
Oh God, she's become a pirate.
Then I'm going to go to I.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go to T.
Rit.
And then as Malvolo says that, I'm going to like look at Nixon and dance a little bit. Nothing. Okay. Then I'm going to go to a U.
Ritu.
And
I think maybe I need to do like a ritual.
And then I'm going to go to yes and dance around in a circle and then do the rope action.
All right. Well, I appear as though it appears as though she intends for us to perform a. Do you know such a unbinding ritual to remove a person from inside the realm of a painting?
Can I do like a cult, like try and figure out, because I'm wondering if it's restoration, but I'm not sure. Okay. Oh no.
Yeah. So this is enjoyable. So as you are kind of like thinking to yourself, is it like restoration? Is it this? Is it that? Nyx kind of does like a little dance on your shoulder. He's like tugging at you, and as you look And now we're getting kind of into the meta of the class. As a witch, Stitch Witch, Nyx will kind of hang down and create a small pattern with its silk, right? It's silk, right? Their webbing is like a silk. And that pattern is how the forces give you your spells and stuff. And Nyx kind of, you're like, oh, this would work. Like, you understand it. It's very much like a bond between you and your familiar. So you get it. Anyone else would just be like, all right, it looks, like a spider's web, but you see something different. And it gives you a ritual of unbinding.
Oh. All right. I will pull out some thread and start kind of following that pattern. And like really concentrating on the pattern and Cassandra in the painting.
Sure, not a problem. As you start to do that, Rain, you're still in the doorway, or
Yes,
have you?
The door's
you're still-
open. We're not gonna get trapped.
You're like, I'm not closing these doors.
No.
So you see what Nexon's doing at that point. Marvolo has the planchette and this like Ouija board, and they're now talking about that. As you're outside, you can hear sounds like voices just slightly whispering behind you, and it's always like if you turn around, it just sounds like they're just earshot away, just slightly away, maybe the room next door, maybe like down the hall, but you've yet to see or kind of lay your eyes on exactly where these whispers are coming from. And as Nex is performing this ritual, over time the whispers start to get louder, and you can start to hear them more and more,
Like they're getting closer.
Every so often it'll feel like something cold just passes your leg.
Okay, and I don't see anything in the hallway. I don't want to call out. Okay. We're gonna stay inside. I'm gonna hop inside and I'm gonna close both of those doors. I know we don't want to get trapped in here, but to be honest, I don't think there's something out there that might. I don't want to touch it. I don't know what it is. There's something. There's coldness. There are voices. I don't want to deal with any of it. So we're gonna get stuck in here until the ritual works, and whatever you're talking to. I feel like the Ouija board was a bad idea. Now that we've got enough of a message, we should probably put that away before something else contacts us through that. And I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna hold the door shut. And is there like a keyhole or a crack through the door or something that I can keep peeking out through?
Yeah, like all these doors have like like the old school little keyhole. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit in front of it, kind of using my physical weight in front of it, and I'm gonna just keep peeking through the keyhole and hope that nothing looks back.
Every so often, as you peek out, it kind of looks like something walks past the door, just like a shadow, not like a person or anything solid, just like a shadow goes over the door, as if something's like moving through your light source. And Nexon, you're working really hard. Marvolo, as you're standing there, the little planchette that you have in your hand starts to shake and move, and it starts to move to the letter H, and then it slides over to E, and then to L, and then to P.
I look at Cassandra and the painter. I say, I know, we're helping as best as we can.
Nyx, as everyone's focused and moving and is trying, you're focusing on this ritual. you now realize you're missing a component of the ritual, and this is a important component, and hopefully someone has it. You need a rope. That's why Cassandra keeps doing the little fishing line thing. You guys got to send something in there to get someone out.
Does anybody have a rope? I left mine out in the well.
I have some rope.
Oh, great.
I'll hand it to Nexon.
Perfect. So, Nexon, as you're performing this ritual, constantly recasting and casting the same spell over and over again, minutes tick by. Cassandra's back in there, and now she looks happier, right? Because it kind of looks like you're doing what she needs you to do. May I have a will save from Marvolo, Rain, and Kolodi?
Please no. Right. Now listen, Marvolo. Last week was not your best time. I believe in you. I believe in your roles. I believe in Fantasy Grounds. Why must you suck so badly? Kolodi, it's all up to you now. You can do this. 24. Good on you. And the puppet becomes the master. Yeah.
Okay. And Rain, may I have a will save also?
No. Let me pull it up.
I mean, you don't have to. You could just say nah. Oh,
Okay.
hey, look at that.
23.
So you're more or less focused, like all like blinder on that hole. And Marvolo, you're just like, it says help, and you're touching the Ouija board, and Kolodi is the Ouija board, which isn't the best option. And you're just like, I gotta see what's in another painting, like one of these other painting. Maybe there's other people trapped. In your head, you're like, there could be other people trapped. And you've turned over a new leaf in that village. You became, a very helpful person. You feel like you should check out just to see maybe you can help another person, and go tell Sergeant Baylor to go shove it.
Like right now?
Yeah, like you totally want to check maybe the painting next to the
okay.
Cassandra painting.
Yeah. Maybe there are more people. Maybe I could free others. I'll go to the painting next to the one that Cassandra's in, and reach up, and because they were all covered in like this cobwebby kind of stuff. So I'm gonna start just sort of pulling out and clearing these cobwebs.
Mm-hmm. So Marvolo starts to clear the first cobweb, and the painting next to it is of a young woman. And at first it looks natural, and then it slowly starts to change as the screaming man. The face elongates, and it looks like they're terrified of what's going on now.
Marvolo places both hands firmly on the frame of the painting,
Mm-hmm.
and then takes a deep breath, and then turns the painting around and puts it back on the wall, and just no, no, thank you. You, screaming woman can stay there. Oh, my heart.
As you turn the painting around, Nexon, you're enthralled by like your ritual. You're focused on that, so you're kind of zoned everything out. Marvolo, Rain, and Kolodi, you start to hear knocking, and you notice that the paintings are shaking now, as the ritual that Nexon is it's kind of coming to a complete, and the paintings are themselves knocking and shaking heavily.
Whatever it is, we better finish this quickly.
This piece goes here.
Just be fast. Just be fast. No more flipping. Why is that painting backwards?
It,
Just now noticing.
it was looking at me. It was looking at me, Rain. Ghostbusters reference.
The door in front of you knocks in as if a massive force just like threw its shoulder into the door. And as you look through the peephole, it's covered in blackness. It's as if a shadow has engulfed it. Like there's no light coming from there. And the wall itself now starts to breathe. You could see the walls just heaving in and out, in and out. The paintings knocking. Nexon, you're now coming to this height, the zenith of the ritual. You know there's only going to be a few moments to throw that rope in, and you guys are going to have to yank her out of whatever's in there.
All right. We're Rain, can you help? We're gonna need to pull Cassandra out.
Okay, we gotta be fast. Something knows we're here now. What do you need?
All right. So we're gonna throw the rope in as soon as I finish the sequence, and then you're just gonna yank as soon as Cassandra has it.
Okay.
All
Get
right.
ready, Cassandra. We're gonna get you out, and then we're gonna do the next
All
thing.
right.
I don't know what it is yet.
1, 2, 3.
As you throw the rope into the painting, as you suspect that it should hit, it flares and now starts to enter into the painting. Cassandra, you see from your end rope kind of coming down this staircase, floating ethereally to you. As you're grabbing it and reaching it, Rain, you can now feel that she has it, and it's very strange. The rope is now in the painting. Give me a strength check because you gotta start pulling.
Yes. Okay. I think I feel her on the other side. We're gonna get her out. We're going to get her out. It'll be okay.
Can Kaludi assist?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
$17.
Okay. We'll just wait 1 second to see what Claudie could do. Claudie.
Kaludi does. Okay, so if you've ever watched like a stage magician, right? So he takes the rope, and as he does, he pulls, and the rope snaps, and he has this panicked look. And then you realize he goes, no, it's just kidding. You see, I got another rope here, and when you snap it, it's like a magic trick. You see, it's perfectly fine.
Not right now. We have to get her out. This isn't a time for your tricks and games.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot myself.
Grab the rope and pull.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the rope, but just be like a paperweight because I rolled a 1 on my athletics.
And just like lean back and
Rain,
actually, you know what?
pull. You know what? I will use Sir Terrace's hero point, and I will try to do a little bit better because I feel like more odds are at stake, and I don't want. Thank you. Like that's a 9.
It's a little better.
It's a little better. It's better than a 1.
Yeah. So Kalodi's helping Rain by like just leaning backwards. He's not so much pulling; he's just like leaning back and allowing his weight to help adjust.
The ceiling is filthy.
Rain, you're pulling, and it's a slow go. Cassandra, you're being yanked out, and you can now, in the painting, Rain, you start to now notice figures start to manifest behind Cassandra. Multiple smaller figures, they're all black cloaked figures, just are now appearing behind her. And every time she gets closer and closer to the top of the painting, they're now appearing as if they're running up the painting, trying to grab Cassandra and hold her. As this is happening again, the room, it's shaking, the walls are breathing in and out, the door is knocking back and forth. Nexon, you can now hear yelling or screaming. It's there aren't words, but it's very guttural. It seems to be coming from the paintings that are all knocking. Rain, give me another strength check. Athletics check.
As soon as we get her out, we're going to flip the friggin' picture, okay? Don't let anything through that, no matter what.
Right.
18.
Nice. So you pull, and Cassandra, you can feel yourself getting closer to the top of this bone staircase. Marvolo, as you look and you see what is happening, you're trying to take everything in, be aware of your surroundings. You recognize that staircase. Now it comes to you. That was the staircase you saw in the fungus downstairs.
Ugh.
It's the same spiraling bone stone staircase that led into that weird crypt. The walls again breathing, the door is shaking harder and harder, the paintings knocking. It's now becomes more, instead of yelling, it sounds like wind is just ripping. It's howling. That howling wind is filling this room. One more time, Rain, an athletics check.
Oh, while that's happening, can Malvolo do something?
Yes, of course.
I would like, if possible, to basically pull out with one hand a hammer, and the other hand a series of 12-inch nails, and basically run like the closest version of a ninja that Malvolo can, and just try to nail all these frames to the goddamn wall so that they stop, and just use my rapid crafting ability to stop everything from happening.
Sure.
Do I need to make a craft check?
A very fast craft check.
Okay.
Okay. That
No,
14
that's not
isn't great. I don't
No,
know.
that
so
wasn't.
enough. I have a special dice thing, the yellow icon. I'm going to use. I'm not losing Cassandra.
For that nat 20.
I'm using it. I want the nat 20. I'm saving Cassandra. I'm burning the nat 20. What the heck is that icon?
Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be there.
What is that thing?
And like this thing just kind of blinks in and out, and we're all just like, ah!
Yep. As you're yanking Cassandra you out of the portal, a skeletal hand reaches up from the bone pit, and it engulfs the painting, and you could see it's kind of reaching for Cassandra. As Rain, you with all you muster everything, you pull forward, and Cassandra comes shooting out with a plunk as she's covered in ectoplasm goo, and the hand, it reaches out and is now part of the world. It is trying to get Cassandra. It's reaching and grasping. The paintings themselves rocking. Marvolo, as you pin the last thing, a skeletal hand, another hand, comes out and is now reaches out and tries to grab you. Make a reflex save, Rain and Marvolo. As all the paintings now have these skeletal hands, except the one that you flipped over. It itself is just knocking very hard. Marvolo gets grabbed around the arm, and it's holding him. This skeletal hand is now pulling him closer. Nexon, you're still in the ritual, and these hands are everywhere.
Close it down. Close it down. Close it down. We have her. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like break the string that I've been laying out to try and stop the ritual.
Not a problem. Nexon, as you snap the string, a wail goes up, and you hear suddenly the ethereal skeletal hand start to fade into nothingness. Everything starts to quiet. That the wind, the howling wind stops. The walls stop breathing. The paintings stop knocking, and the door finally stops slamming. And as it hits one last time, boom! It creaks open and then stops. The room feels lighter. You now have Cassandra, not the prettiest, as she is covered head to toe in that goo.
Oh my god, you're okay. Rain is just gonna hug her, just pull her right in. I don't care if you're covered in gross ghost.
Not to sound too alarmed, but we're still not entirely out of danger yet.
Are you okay? Where were you? We don't even know what that was. I lost you when we were going up the staircase and some child was making us play hide and go seek to try to find you.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I don't know what they've been in the house, and I've been in the painting, I guess. Okay, I can see you guys look really freaked out. I'm gonna say, I don't know. Have you been looking for me long? At spurt time? I don't really remember, because I was searching for, like, to give them an answer, because and I now I just feel, yeah. I'm sorry. I was with you, and then you tried to scratch me out the painting.
I didn't realize it was actually you. I mean, call me crazy, but when I look at the painting and my friend happens to already be inside of it, the last thing I think is that some sort of evil entity has pulled them from whence they came into a reality made of paint.
That sounds likely.
But I am glad to see that you are safe and that things seems to have quieted down. But again, we cannot remain here too long. There is an unnatural presence in this house, and
did you save the little child?
Not yet. They've more been kind of terrorizing us.
That's rude. Well,
We found a lot of not kind ghosts in almost every single room or something. It's not been good at all. We keep hearing all these voices and we can't communicate with any of them, or if they do try to, it's typically to try to murder us. So I'm really glad you're back.
As you're all excited, trying to figure out what's going on, Kalodi turns around. His normally bright, shining red eyes have now turned to a ghastly green, and his mouth opens and a voice chimes out, "You cheated the game." And he starts to vomit up bones, just bones. And now appearing next to Kalodi is a massive, giant, skeletal creature. Everyone, please roll for initiative.
All right. As we do so, guys, I'm sorry. I've got to just take a quick moment here. Guys, we just got like a whole bunch of subs for the channel, thanks to some incredibly generous people. And I just wanted to take a moment because this is actually my channel's very, very first level 5 hype train that I've ever had here.
What?
So I know I'm supposed to be so. I want everyone to know I pride myself on being like a very method role player and being one of these people who just love to get into characters and do stuff. I'm supposed to be playing a really fearful character and this sassy, like puppet. I can't. I'm just smiling from ear to ear. I'm like flustered. I'm all over the place. I just want to say a very, very big thank you to D-Mystics, to Kalindra, to Hester, to Jacoby, everyone who just helped me make that happen. That's actually a milestone for me. So you guys are awesome. You guys are incredible, and I'm truly privileged and honored to know you people. So thank you for that. I'm going to give each of them the ability to give multiple sin boons. So they're going to be able to afford 2 sin boons to players of their choice. Which I am leaving in chat now to tell you what they do, but I just wanted to take a moment as we set up for the next big encounter to just take a moment to say that. So thank you guys. Oh my god, yeah. Hold the field. Okay. Let's go get killed by a dragon. Yeah, all the hands of kindness.
That's so awesome.
I just want to point out I rolled a nat 20 on my initiative.
Rain is ready to go.
I'm not ready for this. No one's gonna hurt us though.
Not like this.
This is not how I'm going down. I'll tell you guys that much.
I'm just like, I think Kaz is a little bit annoyed because just when like she thought, we were getting to the point where ghosts can be friendly and it's part of the circle of life, and then this one is coming with vomiting bones and being like, let me terrorize you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's really gonna set back our relationships with ghosts in the future.
Yeah, I feel like help me help you guys. Like, why? Ghosts, help me help you.
Rude ghost.
So unbecoming, guys. This is why you can't have nice things.
Is this the child?
This is not the. Well, you're not 100% sure.
Okay.
But it was the child's voice that did come out of the spirit, the possessed Kalodi. All right, I believe we all rolled in. Rain, what would you like to do? Is you have the initiative.
Great. We're gonna start with an attack. You know what? I'm gonna actually we're gonna start with I'm gonna try to burn it. I don't know much about ghosts or things and bones, but we're gonna try something really simple. And I'm going to try to burn this creature. We didn't cheat. It's just called changing the rules, and we're playing a slightly different game now. Okay, that's great. We don't have to play this kind of game, though. We can start over and do a new game. And for my last action, I'm going to lift my shield up.
There you go. As you call out and you kind of yell out at the spirit, this monster, Kalodi's mouth is still open, and that voice comes out and says, "Nope, you cheated. That's not how it was supposed to go." And the creature, this hodgepodge of bones and animal bones and people bones, it's just massive, kind of comes together, and it's going to reach out and try to smack awkwardly. Its hand is just gonna kind of reach out and like try and hit everyone in front of it. Where's this? There we go. Oop, sorry. All right. First hit is a miss, and it's using its ability called Bird Swipe, where it's just kind of swinging at everyone. But its backhand lays into Nexon very, very dangerously, and takes. Oh, I didn't roll. Oh, I missed a roll. Oof. a lot of damage. And the backhand kind of swings and knocks Nexon into the wall, shaking and rattling all the paintings again. And Nexon, as that happens, you kind of slump down, taking a lot of damage. Make a perception check, please.
All right. Ah! I forgot what page it was on. A little panicked.
Wow, perfect. As you do that, you notice that the planchette is kind of spinning on the back of Kalodi, and there seems to be an eerie green light coming off of that divination board that Marvolo had scrawled into it very quickly. Use that as you will, but it is Cassandra's turn.
I'm going to I'm gonna step forward, and in my best like cross mom voice that I used to use on the farm with the cows, I'm gonna say, I was gonna play with you, but you're treating my friends very badly, and that's not right. And I'm gonna cast Disrupt Undead.
Do it.
And I'm gonna say, this is why you can't have friends. And I'm gonna like look at oh wait, sorry, I'm just rolling damage.
There you
Sorry.
go.
Just attacking. Okay, so they got to do a fort save.
It failed, so you still did the damage as per normal. Also, it sounds like you're trying to intimidate it slightly. Would you like to try to intimidate it as you're yelling at it?
Yes. I'm very disappointed. This is very
rude.
I would have played a game with you, because Cassandra actually would have. But yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you could just roll an intimidate skill check.
I don't think it. Oh, okay. Well, not the worst.
23, and that does beat its will save, as it is not the most will. So it is also frightened. 1.
Yeah. Should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, rude.
Rude.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Can I cast? So was the skeleton affected?
Yes, you have you intimidated it, and you did cast that spell, and yeah, that did hit. So what else would you like to do?
I'm gonna disrupt it again.
Yes.
But it's saved.
It did save on that one.
And then I'm gonna stand in the front of everyone and be like, you should pick on someone your own size or with your own powers. You know what I mean. And then and then I'm gonna, because shame, they all look really terrified. So I'm like, no.
This is my house. Nexon, it is your go. You got a little wallop. What would you like to do?
Nexon's gonna kind of like, she was staring at the skeletal guy, but her focus now is on Kalodi, and she's going to pull out her dagger, grab the planchette and move it to goodbye, and then like drag the dagger through the letters and stuff like that to try and like essentially destroy the board.
Nice. Making an attack on Kalodi. It's not like you're trying to hurt Kalodi. This is more or less like how accurate. Would you like to use any of your doobly doos?
I think I want to use my hero point to reroll that.
There you go. Much better. So Kalodi would be flat-footed, so it would effectively change his AC, allowing you to hit it at that point. And also, Kalodi is being mind controlled by a spirit of sorts. So, and more or less focused on that. As you do all of that, you reach out, you slam the dagger, you scratch it across, Kalodi's head does that like 180 like turn, look at you, and in that split second, Kalodi open, his mouth agape, and you hear a little voice come out and it goes, "No!" And Kalodi drops to the floor as it violently shakes, and everyone witnesses kind of like the spirit kind of just evacuating the body, and then it's standing there ethereally in front of everyone, and then seeps into the floor of the house. And as it finally seeps into the floor of the house, there's a groan within the whole house. You just hear the house kind of just creak and groan, and the creature made out of bones kind of collapses to the floor as the weird green illumination from its eyes kind of fade away.
Is it dead? Or dead again?
Yeah, it's just now a very large pile of bones.
All right. No more any communicating with things on you to communicate with spirits.
Right.
Sorry, Kalodi. Gonna like tap him.
It's okay. I don't think you did any damage that Malvolo can't buff out. I thought I liked my tattoo, but clearly popular demand says otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's why we were beating you up. Don't worry about it. How are you feeling? How does Kalodi actually feel afterwards?
Like someone took him for a ride. Like as Kalodi is a mechanical being, but intelligent mechanical, it was like a virus. It circumvented all his programming.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I felt weird, unnatural. Like one of those things, people have on string. I couldn't control my body. What do they call them? Mariachis. That's right. I felt like a mariachi.
Okay, sure. Well, as long as you're feeling better-ish and nothing heebie-jeebie inside you, perhaps we should think of a way of getting out or reassessing what our objective needs to be in here.
Yeah, do we still want to try and save this kid?
And then Kaz, because Kaz kind of feels like now it's like all her fault, because I don't know what's been happening to you in the rest of the house, but now like Kalodi was taken over, and it's because you let me out the painting. Well, we could. I don't think it's good to leave the child to run free reign. Yeah, when we go. So if we could, I'll quite happily, and then I say this very loudly for the child. I'm like, I will happily release it. Because it's a very badly behaved ghost. And then I'm gonna like sort of look at the floor where it went. And I say, and I'm gonna look at them and say, but we should stick together. And then I'm gonna actually give everyone a hug, and I'm gonna say, thanks for coming to get me. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, Nexon's just gonna kind of groan when you hug her. They're like, ow.
Malvolo sort of
hug.
does like a one of the half hugs. Like he's becoming more accustomed to people touching him. Not by much, but a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about the rest of you, but my behind's getting kicked by this house.
Yeah, this doesn't seem very good for any of us. And it feels like we're just lost and wandering around and definitely not the ones in control.
as Rain says that, there is sounds like footsteps from above you, walking around now, pacing.
Okay.
Well, while there is of course some time, we may be able to put this ghost at rest, but there is also the case of the murderer, the lordship. I think he might possibly be upstairs.
Perhaps if it all started from him, whatever's in this house can rest if we sort him out first, childish ghost second, and then we can set fire to the house if you want to, Rain.
Well, we have to be careful. I mean, I know setting fire. Let's make sure we get our objective first. It seems like the safe thing, right? He could be upstairs, or there were those doors downstairs that wouldn't open, so that's also an option. Typically, things that they don't want us to see, I imagine, would have to be locked, right? Not where they're telling us where they are.
Yes, but then again, who in their right mind would actually expect for something like this to have people suddenly walking around in a haunted house where everything seems to be out to get you?
Right. Okay. So let's find the way upstairs. Say hello to whatever's making the noise up there. Unless we would just like to try to make our way through the ceiling, because I don't know if I really want to wander around, and I think I'd almost rather punch my way up there. Oh, I know it's not logical. I'm sorry.
Well, before we go any further, who's got the healing potions that the town gave us? It's you can say just like blood like running out of Nixon's mouth.
They're in the bag of holding, aren't they?
Okay. Yes, Nixon would like to take one.
Sure. They were the medium-sized ones. The I forget, because they're all called potions of healing. I think it's like lesser.
Okay.
I believe. Just give me 1 second. I'll get you the exact how much. Oh,
Right.
That's poisons.
And while Jared is looking that up, we have our series of sin boons, which I realized I made the animation because they were very, very cool, and honestly, I wasn't expecting this much generosity. But the sin boons that are currently in play for our delightful, lovely, and of course wonderful GM, we have given you a sloth boon. Which of course will allow you to use conjuration magics or a supernatural conjuration magic of your devising at your discretion. For Rain, we have a Wrath token, which will allow you an evocation or destruction spell or effect. For Cassandra, we have our Envy and our Lust runes, which will afford you an abjuration or protection ability, as well as an enchantment ability. For Nexon, we have 2 Wrath tokens, which are 2 destruction abilities. And of course, for me, we have Lust, Gluttony, and Pride, which of course is not representative of me at all, maybe a little. But will of course be enchantment spells, necromancy, and illusion at my discretion. So,
Thank you, Michael. And yeah, so that was 3d6 plus 3 for healing for Nexon, and she rolled a 16. So that is wonderful.
Ew.
And yeah, the door next to the Rain, the door that you were blocking has kind of opened itself at this point from that last bang. And there are the double doors still in this room that are closed.
Oh, okay. Forwards, backwards. And she looks at the ceiling again. Or maybe we do just build our own way through here. Who cares? Anybody got to say? Because right now, my only goal that I could happily focus on was getting Cassandra back. And I'm so glad you're here, darling. I really am. But now I don't really think I could make any more smart decisions here on out.
I mean, I do feel like we've come this far. It seems silly to turn back now.
Right. Right. Of course. Okay. Well, let's just make sure we get rid of the mystery and open the 2 doors that we haven't seen yet. Just quick peek in and then close them again so we know somebody isn't in there. Any takers? Because it's not going to be me.
Kalodi will step forward.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Just don't touch anything, remember?
Yeah, no, I remember.
Okay.
All right. Kalodi will walk up to the door, and as he does so, he places his hands firmly on it. With a short shove, he's going to try and step into the room at the same time as he opens the door.
Pushing on the door opens with a heavy creak, allowing Kalodi to kind of move in to like the doorway, a little bit into the room. The furniture in this room, while dusty and unkempt, does not exhibit any major signs of water or mold damage. The one exception is a dark stain on the desk near the window.
All right, if there's any ghosts in here, you gotta tell me. Okay, I think it's clear.
Is there anything interesting in there?
There's a bed. Kalodi kind of like look under the bed, like fluff up and look under the pillows and stuff. It actually more looks like Kalodi's trying to rob the place than it looks like he's actually searching for something useful. As the puppet jangles around, he kind of like, moves the bed frame a bit, sees the desk if it's got anything to open up the drawers with.
Kalodi, as you pull yourself to the desk, I need a will save.
A will save?
Yes. Will you save? That's the question.
Will Kalodi save? You know what? He's been doing better than Malvolo. 18?
As Kalodi kind of leans forward, looking around, you could feel Kalodi feels that virus, that evil force kind of trying to overwhelm their senses. Kalodi looks to the party, and the party can see that his eyes flickering again from that natural red glow to that eerie green.
Okay. So before Kalodi can do anything, I would very much like to hit the explode Kalodi button, and then rush. And
you
then,
can't have him. No one will.
Yes, basically it. No, you don't. This is why I built a kill switch in you psycho bastard. I'm gonna click on my kill switch, my explodey switch for Kalodi.
Awesome. Kalodi pops with an explosion, blowing out the windows, throwing the desk, and the bed to the corners of the room.
Kalodi. Sorry. Just before I do that, Hirain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I call this ability? I call it Explodey Kalodi.
Oh god. I knew it was gonna be bad. I just did. No, it's a terrible name for murdering your puppets.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it explodes and he just flies into a variety of pieces all over the floor. Yeah. Okay. Claudia, are you okay? I don't know. Does he respond or does a ghost respond?
Kalodi can respond as whatever was happening has kind of ended due to.
Yes, I have found the ghost's weakness. It's not this ritualistic, not ghost salts, none of this stuff. It is explosions, people. That is clearly the answer to all our ghost problems is high yield explosives. Everyone take some C4.
Maybe we'll all just self-implode anytime we come across an issue.
That's it.
Problem solved. No more story. No more problem.
Yeah. As Kalodi's head kind of rolls and it stares up at Marvolo, the bits and pieces of Kalodi's kind of like hanging everywhere. You do notice that the windows have been blown out. It's now letting in the rain and the water. As that's happening, as everyone's kind of taking in what just happened, you start to hear scraping, and you notice that the bed and the dresser are starting to right themselves, as if they are going back to position. The glass on the window that has fallen to the water starts to come fly back up into the room and start to place itself back.
Kalodi, maybe just we can just skip this room.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think skipping this this particular boudoir might be of the idea. Crap. I blew him up. How do I get him? Oh, I have a thing. I am going to reach into a very small pouch, and I'm going to pull forth a tiny, about cat-sized version of Kalodi. I have one of the homebrew things that we have applied to my particular version of the Inventor is that I have taken a feat for this ability to create a tiny construct that'll last about a minute. So I pull out a clockwork key and stick it into the back of this tiny Kalodi and wind it up. And as I do so, it sort of starts to spring to life in the same way Kalodi does. It walks a few feet, and it looks up at Malvolo with these big winding eyes that are adjusting to light for the first time. And he says, "What is my purpose?" And Malvolo says, "Fetch Kalodi." And the tiny little Kalodi grabs all the pieces and will drag them out of the room, hopefully safely.
I know this is supposed to be cute, but you just brought a doll to a haunted house.
Oh crap, yeah. Oh, but that's okay. I have not armed it. It does not have small knives yet.
Okay.
So, baby, tiny Kalodi kind of rushes back and forth after a few times. And on the last time, finally getting all the bits and bobs of Kalodi, it stops and kind of lays it out for Marvolo. Marvolo, the tiny Kalodi kind of looks at you, and if it could express an emote, it would be more of a okay and like that quizzitively.
the tiny Kalodi looks back up and says, "Now what?" And I said, "That's it. You're done. But what is my purpose? To pass Kalodi." The tiny puppet looks at its hands and goes, "Oh my god." Yeah, I know, it's rough, right? And I pull out the little key, and then I stuff it back in my little pocket.
Maybe we should just head on upstairs. It kind of feels like the more rooms we go into, the more.
There is definitely a lot of danger around here. I will just need a quick minute to, and I'll put Kalodi back together, so he can take the front with Rain.
Oh,
I'm just. While this is happening, can I just like peep in the room and see if, is there anything that you can see? Like, is it the master bedroom? Is it the child's bedroom?
This bedroom is it's more of a guest bedroom.
Okay. When Rain looks unsure about taking the front, I'll be like, we have to stick together with our buddies. And then I'll grab her hand in my sticky ectoplasm. And then I'll be like, we'll both go to the front.
Okay. Right. Together. Okay. Suck it up. We're finding the individual. Right. Following the footsteps, and we know it's upstairs, so we need to find a staircase. So let's leave and go out these double doors again that are now already open, even though I did not open this door. That's fine. I'm going to hop back out, holding the hand of Cassandra. Cassandra, last time I was out here, there was a lot of cold temperature drops and some voices. So if you hear anything, that would be very reassuring to know that it's not just me.
Okay. If I do, I'll let you know.
Okay.
As the two of you kind of step into the hallway at this point, you now notice that the doors across the hall are wide open. Cassandra, that's fairly normal for you, as you wouldn't know any different.
No. You just feel like Rain's hand shaking and yours just tense up and start shaking. Those were not open when we went in that room.
Are they huge doors? They're like, it wouldn't be plausible if I say like it's a very rainy, windy, crazy night. Like
they're fairly large, similar to the ones that you came through, but they're not like giant oak doors that couldn't blow open. It is possible.
Yeah, maybe from the explosion, it rattled the doors open.
Yes, that must be it.
I hear you both, but I'm pretty sure this is the kind of place where we need to assume the worst possible thing instead of the best possible solution. What are you going to say, that we need to go inside? You're going to say we're going to go inside.
Maybe someone is trying to help us. And they're trying to show us the way to the stairs.
Okay. If there are no stairs in here, can we determine that thing guiding us is not friendly then, if there are no stairs in here?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some friendly spirits in here. And then I'm also going to say it loud, like, friendly spirit, if you're here, come, like, help me help you.
Mm-hmm. Walking into this room, it's a very large room. There are two massive padded chairs along and a long couch. You're kind of staring, Rain and Cassandra, you're kind of staring at this couch, and it's all easily seen from the hallway. Moving in deeper as the lightning again cracks in the background, lighting up. You now, Rain, this kind of mirrors the first floor where that kitchen was. And again, there are stained glass windows along. These windows depict a diverse array of animals and plants. From the north to the south are a large, pale and ghostly shaped scorpion in one of the stained glass. A gaunt man holding his arms out as dozens of bats hang from him. A moth with a strange skull-like pattern on its wings. A tangle of dull green plants with bell-shaped flowers. And lastly, and a young maiden sitting astride a well in a forest, while a spindly spider the size of a dog descends along a string of webbing above her. And that's what Rain and Cassandra see. I mean, Nexon and Marvolo, if you're in the hallway, you could kind of see there's that stained glass in the back.
These are not telling lovely stories.
Just recalling the what were the stained glasses? There was images on the stained glass from downstairs as well.
Mm-hmm.
What were those images?
Those images were, again, one moment. Let me just scroll my back all the way back up.
Sorry,
Here you are.
I should have kept better
not a
notes.
problem. No, it's fine. They were monsters, more or less.
Okay.
They
So-
were, and I'll tell you again,
Yep.
so it's not a problem. Where did they go? One was there it is. Smoke kind of pouring out of a 7-sided box. There was a gnarled tree, like an angry old tree, with an upset face on it, right? A hooked beaked bird with sky blue and gold feathers. A winged centaur-like creature with a lion's lower body and a snarling woman's upper torso, and a blue giant squid monster with one red eye.
Okay. So these are like a different set of things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Could I potentially make a religion check on the actual the fly with the skull wings?
Sure.
No.
That is a dirty 20.
So dirty 20 gets you how can I say this? They are known as like carry Deathwing moth, and they kind of resemble a giant moth with long, beautiful wings covered in rip patterns resembling skulls. It is a symbol of Urgatoa.
All right. So and I know basics of Urgathoa.
Yeah, disease, undead, gnarly, bad stuff.
Okay. This does not make sense. Well, let us assume for a moment that this place, the home of Alden Foxglove, was indeed a place that was the home of the family. It was not built in recent years. Why would the family hold a symbol of the goddess of undeath upon the stained glass here? Unless the family always worshipped death and decay and rot.
I mean, we know that there's rumors they made a some kind of deal or something like that. Maybe that has to do with whatever deal they made that went bad.
Is the stained glass new, or does it look old?
It's fairly older. It kind of looks like it was set in a long time ago. Like it has like cracking on the edges of it. Oddly, this is all very clean. Like the stained glass, you know, when like something hasn't been cleaned in years. This is just clean. It's all very clean. Both the one from the first floor in the kitchen area where Marvola was to now this area.
Looking at the stained glass, does it seem do the panels seem to be like supposed to be telling a story, or like is there a common like theme or motive that appears in multiple ones?
Interesting. Please make a Arcana check.
Okay.
Or yep, it would be Arcana.
21.
So as you're kind of thinking like what is this? What could this possibly be? And you're looking at it, you're like, this is definitely telling a story. Like the painting, the ones that Marvolo described below, as well as this, are all describing something. It might be a spell. Like maybe these are spells being described. Now, Marvolo, did you say out loud? You said out loud about the paintings below, correct?
I did.
Yeah.
What, do you think all of these are connected?
So here you go. There is a we're gonna recover a free insight check. Thanks to the wonderful viewers. So thank you very much. This makes things way faster. A free insight check. And the insight check is this. They are connected. The connection is terrifying. As Marvolo, you were talking out loud about the paintings downstairs, you and Cassandra, you and Nexon, you know, kind of putting your heads together, talking about the possibility of this undead god, this maybe like a spell or something. Suddenly Cassandra clicks. Nexon and Marvolo to kind of, you know, put their brains together and really just start to put things out into the universe, talking it out. As they were talking it out, Cassandra suddenly realized what they were saying, and it all started to click. And in all of that, Cassandra, this kind of goes back to being a bone oracle and just dealing with dead and the undead. This wouldn't be used, and it varies from person to person, cult to cult. But this sounds like an apotheosis formula for lichdom. It sounds like the pictures they're describing, everything. It sounds like this is a ritual. In your head, you're putting it together, you know, until someone says it out loud, you don't really see the pieces. And that's what's happening, is now everything is clicking. The animals, these pictures here describing or showing specific poisons you would need for the formula so that you can enter that state of in between life and death, and why those animals would be needed. You would need them. Powerful creatures are needed for, you know, these powerful spells, components for these rituals. And that is what's being played out here, is someone left the formula out in the open. They gave you the secret. The Coke formula was written on the walls the whole time.
And stained glass, apparently.
in stained glass. Yeah, the audacity, really, that's what it is. Most people hide this, right? Like that's unnatural. That is beyond the normality of even just undead. Like your people dealt with undead as more of a tool to be used, right? This lichdom is a perversion of all of that.
Yeah, as they talk, I'm going to say, Rain, you know how we had those discussions, and I really hope this would be an okay place.
Right.
And I don't think the child is malicious, but from what Malvolo and Nixon are saying, and the images, and also putting together what the ship captain told us, I'm pretty sure your suitor is a lich. So there's
what?
that.
Kalodi says, "Why do liches gotta be liches?"
So basically, this is a person who totally went outside of nature and has brought themselves to the brink of death and stopped there so that they can't die as easily and can live forever if but we can destroy them. Yeah, what I know about a phylactery is that like metagaming? Would it?
You would know of the concept, but not like
Yeah,
in
I
a
wouldn't know
very
what it
vague
is.
sense. Yeah, like you wouldn't be like, oh, it's definitely this and this with like a purple bauble on it. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So usually they put their souls or essence in a separate item. And then I'm going to go a little bit into like one of like, you know, when someone who's really quite fascinated by something starts talking about it, and I'm going to be like, I wonder if they don't keep their soul near their essence near their actual corporeal form, because it would always call to it. I wonder why they have to separate it by some other. And then I realized that I've just been talking about why I think they need to separate. And then I'm going to say, so we could find the place where he's keeping his essence, and then we put the two together, and then we can finish nature's job.
Right. Okay. No. I get what you're saying. I just need to slow it down a little bit more, dear. I am trying to take all of this in. This is not in my wheelhouse, and also it's a lick.
Lich?
Lich?
Yeah, lick.
This is
Lick
not my
just
thing.
sounds worse.
What is? Why me then? I know nothing about this. I can't. Any of this. This is like everything that I'm not for. I don't do anything with this. Why am I?
Maybe because
I need to sit down
not
somewhere.
at
Brain's
all?
gonna sit down on the sofa.
You're just, yeah, I think Nixon's right. I'm gonna go and pat her, but I'm not gonna pat Rain on any of her actual body, because I'm still sticky and she has fur. So I'm gonna on her clothes. And I'm gonna say, I think, Nixon's right. You're full of life and wonder, and we love that about you. And then I'm gonna look to the others like, oh, I don't know how to pat here.
No, you're doing. It's fine, dear. Thank you. It's just a lot for me to take in right now. I am so much happier being invisible and forgotten or overlooked or even just oogled at like as a zoo animal or something. Just not this. This is by far one of the most uncomfortable things. Not just uncomfortable, just disgusting encounters in my life. It's purely repulsive. Okay.
Malvolo will walk over and sort of take a knee on the ground next to where Rain is sitting. He looks at Rain and says, "I see you, Rain. I see you for who you are. Not how big you are or what has happened, but you for who you really are. Twilo sees it. Cassandra and Nexon see it. Hell, even something without eyes like Kalodi can see it. This lich, whatever he is, does not know the real you. Does not see you. And he, as far as I'm concerned, is already dead, long ago. We are not here to indulge in his perverse fantasies. We are here just to remind him where he belongs."
You're right. Look at you
Rain.
comforting my soul. I knew you had a little warmth within you. She's gonna just hug him, a full moose hug. It's mainly for her. She needs it.
He struggles for like half a second, but then kind of leans into it. He is slowly enjoying these little hugs. Meanwhile, across the room, Kalodi's like looking at his hands. Hey, Nexon.
Yeah.
Am I a phylactery? Is Malvolo a lich? Because, he's put a little piece of me in him as well, and I'm an object. Am I I don't want to be a phylactery.
I don't think so.
Can you take it out of me?
Yeah, sure.
Is this some kind of operation? Why are you laughing?
I think you got a little off. Because Malvolo's definitely still living. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's definitely no undead who's afraid to die more than Malvolo. Yeah, he has to be alive.
Yeah. If we've got a few minutes, I might be able to help us kind of decide if it's worth going upstairs or not. And Rain, you can kind of take a few minutes to collect yourself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here on this sofa and collect myself and then we can focus on the phylactery. That's okay. It's a little personal item.
So I'll take 10 minutes I'll pull out the Anstone and kind of take out some string and tie it around it to make like a pendulum to use it to cast augury. I can use that.
Nice. Yeah, so in a few moments, you're able to ask your question to the ether. So what would your question be?
Should we go up? Is it a good idea for us to go upstairs?
So the answer comes back, and it is wheel. So you feel you get the answer wheel, which is a good sign. Like, yeah, dope. And then a woe, as it also could be a bad thing. It is one of those wheel and woe situations.
Well, yeah, going upstairs, I think it's gonna be a bit of a mixed bag. So,
Well,
The wheel was definitely louder than the whoa, if that made sense.
well,
Yeah.
we have been through quite a lot. Perhaps, maybe we need a bit of respite. For the most part, this room appears to be relatively contained. And, there's a few warm fireplaces in the corner here. Perhaps, just catching our bearings might not be a terrible idea. I've heard of, people going into labyrinths and the like and contracting sickness just from having no bearing of the fatigue they suffer from mentally.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, and it does sound like it's good for us to go upstairs, but we should probably be prepared for whatever this house has to throw our way.
Okay. Right. So strengthen up mentally. Okay. We could do this. Okay. Just focus. We're looking for an object that probably has personal matter. That could be anything. Calm that down. Let's try that again, Rain. That could be anything that he cares about. I can control this. How do we know? How do we sense it?
Could I, while Nixon was also doing augury, could I cast spirit sense to see if somebody calls to me, like his spirit specifically? And if I see that child, I'm just gonna be like, just show me where the thing is. Like, don't be a dick kid. Be like a helpful kid.
The two categories of kids: dick kids and helpful kids.
Kids who climb on rocks.
Kids who climb on rocks, it depends why they're climbing the rock. Are they climbing it to be a dick, to throw rocks at you, or are they climbing it to be helpful?
No, they're just a big fan.
Still a dick kid or helpful kid.
As you reach out with your senses, there is a definite cold spot besides the house itself. There's an even darker, colder spot, and it's coming from above you, and it's actually to the back of the house, like a possible area, and it seems to just be moving around and swirling. And you're kind of guarded at letting your mind to roam free, so you're not like opening up like you did the first time when you were in the asylum, or even when you were in the forest and you opened yourself up. You're in a terrible location, so you're kind of just like, hi, I'm just gonna stick my toes into the water to see how cold it is or hot. And that's all you're getting. Is on the second floor there is this very cold spot, and it's just swirling, and it does move around, but it's in a specific location. So no one's really talking to you, but you do get like a little bit of an area.
Okay. Yeah, I'll share that with everyone after Nixon says, we should go upstairs.
Okay. There is something I perhaps would like to try. Looking at the board that I made on Kalodi, I'm going to begin to try and inscribe a series of letters to try and create a spell, and I would like to use my Gluttony Sin Boon. And what I would like to create is a protective shield of some kind to help us resist the influences of undead. Because necromancy?
Yes, that will work. So from your your years of like knowledge and having time spent in this point in history, you're able to kind of reach on, like the little things you've picked up here and there, book learning and such. You're able to do that and roll a d20.
All right, listen, Fantasy Grounds. I don't like you and you don't like me. But I swear to God. That's 12.
Okay. You have 12 hours until the ward drops.
Oh,
So
hell
we'll give
yeah.
everyone a +1 against any kind of necromancy or like poisons of necrotic nature.
Hell yeah.
+1 is I know a lot of people are like, oh, +1. +1s make a big difference. It can turn a critical failure to a failure, a success to a critical success, and even most of the time failures aren't terrible. So +1 is very powerful. So 12 hours. I was like, D20, you can either get 20 hours or 1 hour. And then that's oh man. As Marvolo does that, Collodi kind of like shimmers. Like it's now like Collodi is shimmering as the ward kind of pops up around him and creates a bubble. And it appears very quickly and then fades, but you could still sense the power is still around you. With that, you've all taken about 10 minutes. So if you've used a focus point or anything like that, you've recouped it. So that's a good heads up. Marvolo in that 10 minutes by kind of putting together that ward and such, you're able to also start to patch up Collodi with your quick fix, quick craft ability. So you're kind of able to get them back to a working order.
Sweet. All right. Well, I suppose we should try to make our way upstairs. Collodi, if you could take the lead. Rain, I think if you know who might be upstairs, it might be best if maybe Collodi and I take the front.
Yes.
All right. I will begin to move upwards.
Cassandra, would you still hold my hand?
Of course.
It's just easier. So we don't lose you again. Not because I'm scared. I'm a little scared.
It's okay to be scared, Rain. It's very scary and unnatural. And you can feel like when I'm holding your hand that I'm actually like very tightly gripping it. And when I say like this is very unnatural, it's like that when someone's cross and then they squishing, and then I realize that although I mean like I suppose it's like a baby trying to squish. I'm like so angry on your big moose hand, but still conceptually.
I can sense your anger. It's a little tighter of a grip than usual.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's go then. Lead the way, Collodi, and we'll follow.
Collodi,
All right.
as you get to the end of the hallway, you see there's multiple doors. You look around, and you do notice one of the doors all the way to your left at the end of the hallway seems the most suspicious. The reason for that, as there are massive gashes all over the door.
Hey, guys, Listen, may call me crazy, but it looks like that might be the door we're after. It looks like someone's been real handsy with it. I'm gonna check it out. But if I die, just remember, Malvolo can't have my stuff. What are you talking about? You are my stuff. He walks in and climbs the and opens the door.
Kalodi, as you open the door, you realize there is gashes all over the door. It's shredded. You start to ascend the staircase, now going higher and higher up into the attic. And I have to throw you guys onto the next part of the map. Let's see if I can do this.
How big are these gashes?
As Rain, as you kind of get to the door, the door, you kind of put your hands up, and you have, very large hands, very, very wide moose hands, and they kind of match your width. Like if you were to hold your hand out, like if you were to go like that, it would match your width, and that's fairly large. The only thing you've met in nature that matches that is like a bear or something of that nature.
Okay. Something very large comes this way.
As everyone ascends the staircase, you are now in a very, very cramped corridor. Moving down it, you pass a doorway, and it's warmer up here than it has been in the rest of the house. There is an odd warmth to it. Unlike the rest of the house, this is probably the top, the attic, where everything would be saved.
I'm gonna try and listen to see if I can hear anything, like if I can hear the sounds of that those footsteps from before.
Please make a perception check. Yes. As Kalodi kind of gets to the end of the hallway, making a very quick stop, looking around, Morvolo, you train your ears, and you can actually still hear the footsteps, and they're coming from the back of the house. They're stomping, if anything.
Okay. Very cautiously and slowly, Kalodi continues to move through the narrow corridor towards the sound of the footsteps.
Maybe send Nyx in first.
That's a good idea.
Look, I'd agree, but whatever the presence, whatever creature is doing stuff here, it can affect Kalodi, and Kalodi's mind is like literally a ball of yarn.
Well, yes, but I'm not gonna draw a spirit board on Nyx.
Yes, touche. I used the wrong voice for Malvolo earlier on, but this is the right one. Yes, I got this right. But yes, you are correct. Okay, if you're certain, then yes.
Alright, I'm gonna pull Nyx out of the little pouch and just kind of look down at him and squeak in the spider language, like, okay, just go in there and then come back and tell me what's in the room. Scary.
Right.
Is there enough space for him to like squeeze under the door?
So getting around getting around the corner, Nyx, you're going up to which door? The one all the way at the end of the hallway, where you hear the sound coming from, or the nearest one to you?
Yeah, it'd be the one that has the sound.
coming from it. Yep.
Yeah.
So as everyone makes their way all the way up through this very cramped and tight corridor where you are doing the cha-cha slide down all the way up it, you guys, next thing kind of moves to the front. You can now hear stomping coming from that room. And next, Nyx kind of slides under. And within seconds, maybe a whole second had ticked by. Nyx comes scuttling back out and is just doing the most angry, like, oh, danger dance ever.
Just gonna like pick him up and just ask like, "What did you see?"
Says,
I can talk to him.
yeah. More or less, you're getting the Nyx kind of responds with dead person.
There's something undead in there. Cassandra, do you want to maybe jump in, guns blazing?
Absolutely. And then Cassandra is gonna let go of Rain's hand and just gonna turn to Rain and she's like, "Everybody, stay behind me." And they just gotta move forward. And is the door very big?
Yeah, it's a normal sized door. Not a double door. It's a single door. So it's a normal sized door. As you get up to the door and you kind of like try to push your way in, you realize it is locked. It's not budging. There seems to be something blocking or pushing back on it.
Is it locked or is it jammed? So like if I twist the knob, does the knob twist?
The knob works, but it seems to be like jammed.
So I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna say, I will shoot. I will go magic blazing. And then because I was like, I'm gonna open this door, and then I'm gonna have to turn around, and I'm like, but I just need some help with the door. And then I'm gonna look at Rain, whose preferred enemy is of course doors.
I hate them. Damn doors. No. I can do this. I can. This will be good. We'll get the blood moving. All right. Clear a little bit of a way. I'm just gonna run right through it. I know it's a very narrow pathway, but she's gonna take a few steps and then just try to jam her shoulder into this door to bust it open.
Please make a athletics check to jam this door open.
A 14.
You slam your shoulder into the door and it's way more jammed. And now, as you do that, you can now hear sobbing coming from inside this room.
That triggers Rain a little bit in the sense like crying individuals she always has to go reach out to. Can I try one more time with like just real, I hear it and I'm like,
You're all in.
Okay, I'm all in. I'm like, I have to help.
Perfect.
24.
Yes. So hearing that, you're now able to like batter the door in, and as it crashes open, what you see and what everyone feels is this room is cold and damp. In the back stands, near the eastern wall, an old mirror. In a dark wooden frame of coiling roses leans against the wall, angled towards a tiny window. By the window stands a figure sobbing into its hands. It's pacing in circles, and that must have been what you could hear down below. The figure doesn't even look up, but the smell of rot and decay now waft into your noses. It's sobbing and wailing.
Rain is just taken aback by this. She had barged in with this full energy, and then just seeing the smell and this woman or being crying, she just finds herself just kind of slowly backing up until she's just standing against the wall, kind of stunned by all of these very strange senses to her. Dear, are you okay?
As you say that, she kind of starts to peer up. And as she does, removing her hands from her face, you could see instead of tears, it's blood. And then she reels back as if feared by something. And then she starts to sob and now curls into a small ball and rocking in the corner.
I'm going to come in, and I was like already gonna shoot. And I just okay, like she looks like a robust undead, so I'm gonna still let it off because you know if we like she's undead, guys. Like it's I know they have sob stories, but you can't listen to every dead person's sad story. Otherwise, they would just be dead people. Yeah, so I'm gonna let the first one go off because I had planned it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Okay. Actions disrupt undead.
That will hit. Save. Oh, save. So
Saved, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pause when I see they're not directly attacking us yet. And then I'm gonna stand in front of Rain and then just hold my hand out.
The creature in the corner is sobbing. At this point, Nexon and Marvolo and Kalodi have all kind of come up behind the door, and you could just see it. It's huddled, kind of in a defensive position, as if terrified.
Somehow or another, Malvola has riveted Goosebumps onto Kalodi's arm, as everyone is super unsettled. Both Kalodi and Malvola, at least.
Almost shrinking behind Cassandra a little bit. Rain's putting both her hands on Cassandra's shoulders, bending down, still probably twice the size of Cassandra. A giant antler still behind her. Are we supposed? Do you think we could help her? She doesn't seem like she's trying to do us any harm. She didn't attack me.
And then I'm going to voice a little bit louder, and I'm going to say, excuse me, miss, and I'm going to put on like as soothing a tone as I can. I'm going to say, we can set you free if that's what you want. What happened to you?
Calling out, the figure again lowers its hands to avoid its face. You could see the bloody tears and the eldritch green glow of undeath in its eyes. It looks up for a split second as if trying to make eye contact, as if it's in pain by something, and then suddenly it puts its hands back up and it tears at its face, clawing, and its hair's going crazy, and it now just trying to slink deeper into the corner.
She's going mad. We have to put her to sleep or something. I don't know. What do we?
Nexon and Cassandra, can you please both make religion checks or a yeah, religion would work in this situation.
Oh,
Nope.
oh
Nope.
no.
Nexon, you're more disturbed by the sight. You weren't expecting this, right? Like everything's up to this point, you've been like, it's either been scary or like there was a skeletal monster, right? And then you could lay hands on that.
Mhm.
This is something vastly different. Cassandra, maybe you've steeled your nerves and you haven't been tormented by the house long enough yet. You realize that, seeing the creature hiding as if it's ashamed of something, you now look at it and you realize that big old mirror is kind of in direct line. Every time the creature looks at the mirror, it terrifies it.
I'm gonna. I suppose it's too big a mirror, so I'm gonna start inching towards it. But like where you keep your I want my front to be towards the woman, but I'm gonna put my one hand on Rain's hand and also ask her to come with me. So she's still behind me, and then we're gonna get to the mirror and I'm gonna gesture to Rain to help me turn it around. And the whole time I'm gonna say, I know what's happened to you is very scary. We're here to help, and you don't have to look at what happened anymore. You can tell us, and then we can help you. And then I'm gonna try and move the mirror and get Rain to help me move the mirror. But I'll always keep myself between Rain and the woman.
When we turn the mirror, can we turn it in a way that it doesn't look at us? So if it's here at the side, we flip it away so we don't look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as Rain and Cassandra turn the mirror, and you could hear it scraping and scratching. So the two of them are like that. Finally, the mirror turns, and at that very moment, the figure leaps to its feet and bails out. My love, I can feel you. I could sense your fear. I'm coming. You'll be in my arms soon. And it starts to walk towards Nexon as it seems to be making a beeline for the doorway.
Nexon's just gonna try and push herself as far against the wall to get out of her way.
Mm-hmm. As you do that, and as it seems to come towards Rain, as the creature seems to pass Rain and Cassandra, it stops and starts to sniff the air.
I attack it straight away.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sorry. This thing's looking for freaking its true love, and after everything with the crazy dude and the letters and stuff, that's just not flying. That's just not flying. I'm sorry, but you are not of this world, and you do not belong. Kalodi. And Kalodi will Huapsaki. Try to cut and slash into this person. Oh no! I missed. I am going to use my tokeny token.
Mm-hmm.
That comes from the lovely audience members, which will allow me to reroll. And I will try that yet again. That's
there
better.
It is.
All right. 15 damage. Yeah.
All right. Everyone roll initiative as Kalodi kind of lashed out, and that starts the combat encounter.
That sound was not great.
Marvolo. Wow, Marvolo, nice.
Oh yeah.
You've been like rolling real low on initiative, and then boom. But sadly, my beastie has and turns, and now being struck, she lets out a shriek. Everyone must make a save. And remember, you have a +1 against us because of the magic of Kalodi. It is a will save, DC 24.
I'm gonna use my luck. My last, or not my luck, my last reroll.
Sure.
I think I also have. Wait, I have halfling luck. Yes, I can reroll if I need to. Do I need to? I do. I do need to. Halfling luck, activate.
The sound is terrifying.
It is.
And then with a +1. Okay.
Yes. See, that +1 came in super handy.
Do let me know if
+1,
it's too
guys.
loud.
No.
All right. There is a lot of rolling, so I have to go down this list. All right. So Rain made the save wonderfully. Cassandra made the save. Clody made the save. Nexon did not, but Marvolo did not either.
Dang it.
So Nexon and Marvolo 16. Okay. No one got a critical failure, which is fine. But you two are both frightened by this baleful shriek of this creature. It's a combination of pain and sorrow. And then it's going to try and kind of get out and start getting past everyone. Kalodi goes. Kalodi Marvolo.
Okay. Whew, okay. I still have the frightened condition. Is that correct?
You just got the frightened condition, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so how long does that usually last?
Frightened last. All conditions go away at the beginning of your turn after the first time you start. So not this turn, next turn.
Okay. So I'm going to play that through, and Malvolo is going to run. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He is then going to use his remaining action to, basically instruct Kalodi to defend him. Defend me, Kalodi, attack it. Kalodi will, of course, oblige. Oh, sorry, I struck Nexon.
Oh.
My bad. Sorry, Nexon. I didn't mean to hit you. It's just where she's standing.
Not like this.
Alright, let's try that again. So that is one hit. With my puppet blade. Shing!
Mm-hmm.
Max damage of 20.
Woo.
And then my second hit of a 10, which is a critical miss.
Yes.
Oh no. Alright. I'm gonna pick the number 2 because I feel like it. Let's see. Oh my god. Well, that's cool. Notched. The weapon takes 1d6 points of damage, ignoring hardness. So, as Kalodi swings, I imagine he takes 1d6 damage?
Yes.
Alright. And of course it's 6 damage. Why not? Why not
Max
roll
damage.
maximum on everything, including how much I hit myself? Alright.
It's
See-
okay.
Yeah. Alright, so Kalodi basically just like goes through the Revenant and into the wall, and the puppet like breaks part of its arm, and he goes, "Ah! That smarts! Son of a lich!"
Son of a lich.
There's gonna be a lot of these folks.
Awesome. Rain is your go.
Run away. Seeing everybody else trying to stop her, I'm going to try to grapple her.
Yep. So you just have to make an athletics check against said beastie. So all you do is roll athletics, and then I'll tell you whether or not that it worked. I'm going to say that worked.
Okay. 29. Pretty good. I'm just running up behind her and I'm just gonna grab her and try to lift her up. Like, you can't. Just please stop. Please. And I know she's thrashing and whatnot, but I'm trying my hardest.
Not a problem.
Okay, we can do this. Somebody help us.
She is. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do besides hold her down?
Can I try to take some steps back and bring her back into the room?
Yes, you may make another athletics check, and that's to move 5 feet back. It's a little harder this time because she is thrashing and just like fighting against you, but you have her pinned for the most part.
Kind of like when I'm trying to take my big dog into the bathroom to get a bath and
Yeah, exactly.
door. Okay.
No, I've been a good boy, I swear. Next up is whatever the machine says. Nexon.
So I'm frightened 2 and paralyzed.
Yes, on a failure. So it's pretty bad. A failure was frightened 2, paralyzed. A critical failure was what you start taking damage, mental damage. So it's pretty bad. Paralyzed, since that's kind of new one, we haven't really used it. You're basically flat-footed, and you can't. You can't really use actions that require the use of your mind. So you struggle with like recalling knowledge. So if you were like, I want to know exactly what this monster is, you're like, I'm more scared of it than it is me.
Okay. So I think I can do this. I'm going to use my one action just to pull out a needle and prick my finger, and I will cast Needle of Vengeance on it.
Okay.
And I'll set the... Oh! And it's saved. So,
It's like, no.
yeah. I was gonna say, rain, but it's saved, so it doesn't happen.
Ooh. Anything else you would like to do?
I think I can't do anything else.
No. So you're just
Right.
gonna like hold up in that
I'm
corner.
just going
yeah.
to like cower in fear.
All right. And Cassandra, what would you like to do?
I'm like, I'm gonna twist. Fix her.
Oh.
And also does it so that it's between her and the door.
Oh, so you're trying to shimmy that mirror, the whole mirror?
Yeah.
I like that. Maybe. Sure, not a problem. Uh-oh. Might have lost Carla again. It's okay.
The mystery continues.
The misery continues. It's not a problem. Let me see. what
Well,
Carla has.
this isn't because Carla's internet's bad. It's because she is the master of suspense.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my God.
Pause
You just-
for dramatic effect.
Yeah. It's not a problem. We will roll her strength. Oh, she's coming back. She's back. I'm
Sorry.
pretty sure Carla just stole someone's internet. Like leaned out her window, grabbed someone else's internet box, and pulled it into hers.
I need this right
I need this more than you do.
Yeah,
Not a
I'm
problem.
gonna try to move the mirror. Sorry.
It's okay. Just make a. So as you start to turn the mirror, it's very large. You're trying to angle it, right? That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. As you do, the creature thrashing in the arms of Rain. I now need to make a will save, which is interesting.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, right? All right, let's see what they roll. Wow. I have to reread what this does because it's upsetting. As the mirror turns, the creature starts to sob again in your arms, Rain, crying. And it actually is slowed, which is awesome. So as Cassandra, you do this, it starts to cry as if it's trying to look away. Rain, you have it like around the arms, and you can feel it struggling to like lift its arms to block its view of itself in the mirror. Cassandra, is there anything last thing would you like to do?
Do I have enough for one action of disrupt undead?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do that. And yeah, well, doesn't want to be disrupted.
It's not disrupted. It hates being disrupted, but it's also slowed and in the arms of Rain. And now it's screaming and wailing in terror, and it's begging you, please, no, I can't, stop, let me go, please, he needs me. It's going to try and break Rain's grapple. Let's see if this works. This is going to be a heck of ability if it can. Right. Okay, so it's one action to do that. And Rain, I got a 32 versus your fortitude DC, which is just 10 plus your fortitude.
Oh, then 22.
All right. So she actually got a critical success. So as she's thrashing, she leans and like puts her claws into your hands, and you yelp, and you let go instantly, and she drops to the floor, and she starts to cover her face, and now tears, the more blood just starts to streak out of her eyes as she is crying and wailing in pain of her image. And then she tries to run past Claudie for the last action. So break out, one action. Two, she's gonna try and push her way through Claudie. So she's gonna make an athletics check to kind of just push past. Oh no! So she's clawing and terrified, and she can't get past Claudie. Begging for mercy, please, no, like he needs me, please, let me pass, sir, please. Claudie, what would you like to do?
All right. Claudie has an idea.
Claudie Marvolo.
This might be like either the best idea or just the dumbest idea. How heavy is the mirror?
Oh, it like Cassandra was able to turn it because she just kind of threw her back into it. It's a heavy mirror. It's a large 6-foot mirror made out of wood.
All right. So I got a strength of 18. Could I potentially lift it?
Yeah. Yeah. That'll get it up there.
All right, so Collodi is going to try and lift up the mirror and say, "That's right. Take a long, hard look at yourself. Yeah!" And I'm almost going to try and sandwich her between the floor and the mirror, because I'm kind of imagining like this, like a Ghostbusters scene where it's like, ah, and then because she can't escape the mirror, she disappears and we win. That being said, it's either that's going to happen, or I'm going to destroy the mirror and it's going to fall to pieces and we're going to have lost our way of keeping her at bay. Yeah! And I drop the mirror on top of the Revenant with both hands raised high. Yeah!
As you drop the mirror, she screams as it smashes into her. Roll. Not 100% sure how to do this. She is on the floor fighting to get past you. You grab the mirror, lift it above your head, and drop it on her. You
From WWE.
Yeah. It turned from a horror movie to now like WrestleMania. You drop the mirror. Please. Roll D10, 2D10. Yeah, 2D10 sounds about right. It's big mirror. 12 points of damage. As the mirror slams down onto her, the mirror itself will take 12 points of damage as it is dropping onto this poor woman. I'm going to say this wasn't like a calculated thing. It was like WWE. So the mirror does like crack, and it starts to crack and shatter. Not like exploding, right? Like not like that, but it is cracking and shattering. And as that happens, you can hear a laugh coming from the house, a low laugh, almost like a child's giggle that slowly turns into a man's like deep and she is now pinned under this thing, screaming in terror as it has her pinned to the floor. As she's pinned to the floor, she's scratching and clawing at the mirror at herself, and it looks like she's doing a lot of damage. The blood just keeps flowing from her eyes as she bails and screams, "No, he needs me. He needs me. Let me go, please. Please let me go. He needs me. I want him. I need him." What would Marvolo like to do?
Marvolo would like to go home, make himself a hot chocolate, and be by the fire. But Marvolo can't have what he wants. So instead, I am going to have Marvolo start making his way back to the others from his retreat further down the corridor. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as he does so, he is going to look at the Revenant and is going to whip out a mirror, which I have on my character.
That makes sense.
And as he holds it out in front, he says, "Back! Back, foul creature!"
It's like scrapping at the floor, trying to avoid any kind of mirror and to avoid anything. It's in terror. I need to make another roll.
So there's Malvolo and Collodi just like, nah.
And then she looks up and she makes eye contact with Nexon, and you could see her, and she just looks and she's like, why do you keep hurting me like this? Oh, I passed, but slightly. And it is Rain's turn.
Oh, can I also say, don't listen to her. She is undead. She cannot feel pain. These are all lies to try and trick you.
She's... Oh... It just tears Rain apart to hear her just screaming out in pain for this. We just have to... Okay. We have to help her in any way we can. I guess I know we're pinning her down. I guess for my first action, can I just lay down on top of the mirror and just like flatten her?
Yes. You can kind of like put your weight onto her.
Yes.
To
mirror, so I'm gonna lay on it like a longboard. I'm just gonna lay flat on it because my idea is I'd like to then cast Produce Flame and just reach underneath it and try to burn her that way while she's pinned underneath this mirror.
Yeah, sure.
On her, but I don't have to touch her.
Yeah, not a problem. Sure. You just so she does a lot of things. You can roll to hit at this point. Because the machine needs you to roll the hit. If you want to just deal damage, because I don't think it's possible to. I know what you're trying to do, and yeah.
You can't really avoid it.
Yeah, there's no shimmying away from this. Yeah.
Or fire damage, sure.
As you do that,
it's okay. Please just go to sleep.
She's like, no, he needs me. I need him now. And then as you're burning her and singeing her face and her neck, you could start to smell the meat cooking, and then she looks, scratching at the mirror as it's cracking under your weight, compressing onto her. Roll a d10.
A 2.
Okay, not a problem. The weight is compressing down onto her, crushing her, and she's now crying, and blood is just pouring out of her eyes. And then she kind of stops for a second and sniffs the air. She goes, "You? No, he's mine." And then it's Nixon's turn.
I'm going to pull out a string and be tying a knot, and as I'm saying that, I'm like, who is it you're after? Give us a name. And then I'm going to say, just and in the meantime, just hold your horses. And I'm going to cast Daze on her.
Not a problem. I think she would just need to make a save. I'm going to negate that and say it's a failure, as it like the fact that she's being crushed and all that stuff. If we were in person, it'd be different. But you have to do what the machines demand, and that's perfectly fine. So what does Daze do on a failure? It just deals damage, correct?
Yeah. So it's damage equal to my spell casting. So I think that's 3. 3 points of damage.
What? Not a problem. As you do that, she kind of hears you, and she's scraping, and you can hear the wood on the mirror starting to crack and creak under the two of them fighting, Rain and this beastie. And she goes, "My love, Foxglove, he needs me." And then she kind of reaches out and kind of trying to claw back at Rain, and she's like, "This one, she's not good enough for him." Anything else you would like to do, Nexon?
I am just going to also kind of precautionary, just pull out a bit of silk from Nyx and just kind of stretch that, and you'll see the spider silk kind of form up to shield.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. And you do all that. Roll a d10, because this is just the fact that she is being crushed underneath the mirror. Ooh, 8 points. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
Can I use okay, I don't know if this is possible, but can I use my spirit sense and intimidation at the same time to get her to tell me what's happening? So like I'm using the spirit sense so that there's a magical undertone connecting to her undeath that like you have to tell me the truth. Is that a thing? Or
It's a thing. We can make it a thing. So that's going to take all 3 of your actions, right, to do that. And you reach out and you make a connection to this revenant. It's, you know, this creature is bound in anguish. What would you like to start to exit? You have a few moments where there is clarity and clearness in its mind that you've now touched.
Yeah, I want to ask her who she is and who her love is. Yes.
And she, clawing and bashing and kicking and screaming, she turns and makes eye contact with Cassandra. And for a split second, you can see her eyes revert back to a normal human. And then they change back. And she starts to say, "My name's Aisha. I was his love. We were together. We were going to be together forever. And then he did this to me. But it was an accident. I swear he didn't mean it. I love him and he loves me. He wouldn't have hurt me. I should have been better. It was an accident. I should have known better. He was always so jealous. He put me here to keep me safe. And then he gave me the mirror so I could reflect upon my misdeeds. I'm sorry." And she screams out, "I'm sorry." And I think we lost Carla.
Hey, talking to the dead is hard. It takes time.
Yeah, it's focused, real focused.
Meditating in this space right now.
So we'll move past her turn, right? And we'll move back up to Aisha's turn, and she can't get up. I mean, she's restrained. You guys are crushing her, and that makes me sad. So with that, we will skip her turn. So now it's a Collodi Marvolo combination. What would the 2 Utes like to do?
I know that we might have questions for her. I know that we might want to try and free her. But I don't know if there's a way to do all of these above. I think it's very clear she's in love with the master of this house, the lich that we chase. And that same master has set eyes upon Rain. If this is the outcome for those who fall in love with this abominable individual, then I suppose the question as to what to do here falls to you, Rain. If this were you and your fate, what would you hope the people who found you would do?
Oh. Brain just has to take a moment to soak in that idea because she had been trying so hard to distance herself from this situation and the relationship, and especially not trying to see herself in this woman. I can't. If I were ever to be like this, it wouldn't be me anymore. I don't think it's her anymore. This obsession, this madness. Unless there's a way to free her from it, I don't know. I mean, she's already clearly not alive. And what's dead needs to stay dead. But perhaps we can give her some peace of mind from this before.
Very well. I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it'll work, but I want to try. I'm going to have Kalodi take a shard of glass from the crack in the mirror, and I'm going to try to use that to kill her.
Okay.
But now that Carla's back, she probably can answer her question before I do that.
Sorry.
Can we free her? I feel for her. This can't be her. Can we free her from whatever this madness is before we put her back to rest?
The only way to free her is to let her rest. She's confused about what happened to her and fixated on it.
Okay. Make it quick then.
So, using the combination of the weight between Rain and the heavy mirror, Kalodi slides a piece of the shard of glass from the mirror, and Kalodi looks up at everyone and just gives a slight nod to signal that, like, this is the moment. And with a quick thrust and a push, the mirror, Rain, you feel it lurch forward, and then the glass jams into the ground. As it comes crashing down, a word mutters out of her mouth, the last thing. Alden, I'll see you soon. And with that, we will end today's session.
How could anyone do this to her?
I hope we all had fun. I'm sorry, Carla, for all the technical difficulties. If I could give you my internet points, I would. I apologize for that.
Sorry. No, I'm sorry. We're having a very South African styled stream.
Yes. And also, because I love tormenting my players, just for next week, everyone should be level 7.
Hey,
so we've all gotten a level.
Yeah.
Congratulations. With that, I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank everyone who has rated us. It was crazy. We got that tier 5 sub hype train, right, Michael? That was
we do
awesome.
we do, and we have a few cheeky people in chat putting us. We're now at a level 4 hype train.
Hey, there we go.
So I mean, my God, guys, you. I just there's no words, just words in my mouth. And you know how much I like talking. Everyone who's seen me knows how much I like talking. I can't find words. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at because of you guys. And we just hit the other tier, the other. Yeah, that is word. Someone else say something. Oh my God. Ah!
So thank you very much. We just hit another level 5, and that is amazing. As you can see, we've actually figured out how to get Michael to be dumbstruck every so often. So that's all it takes. I want to thank, of course, Sirenscape for that awesome, super duper, super creepy music. It is amazing. I also want to thank our sponsor, Hero Forge, for sponsoring us and allowing us to play this through. And of course, I want to thank Paizo for having created Rise of the Runelords, as this is an amazing. If you haven't played it, it's really fun. Go out and play it, make it your own. But with all of that being said, I want to throw it over to my amazing players who will be all level 7 next Sunday. And I'm going to throw it over to Dawn, because when she's not here, she's doing amazing work on her channel. So Dawn, where can they find you and talk to you?
All you lovely people. You can find me over at Roll for Initiative on YouTube and R-Fry Vlog on Twitter and Instagram. I make videos all about tabletop RPGs with my partner Ryan, and yay!
Hey guys, I'm Becca Godsey. I do not want to stop playing. I want to know where this goes. But instead tonight we're going to be playing some Destiny 2, hopping into Season of the Splicer. Monday we do Mass Effect. Thursday we do God of War, because I can't choose and I just want all the stories, so I'm playing every story. So that's where we'll be. X Caustic Phoenix on Twitch, Becca Godsey on Instagram and Twitter.
And I'm Carla from Dum Dum Die, spelled DUMDUMDIE, and you can find us on our podcast every Wednesday and on our Twitch stream every Tuesday, where we play an interactive homebrew D&D 5th edition setting.
And hi guys, my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face, and you can find it here all the time. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've done a bunch of live streams. I do one on Monday where I'm playing Starfinder, Curse of Strahd on Wednesdays. Saturdays I'm doing Strange Aeons, and Sundays I'm right here doing, of course, one of my favorite Pathfinder games, Rise of the Runelords, with these amazing people and with this amazing GM. But I'm also starting up a bunch of variety shows. And for that, I want you guys in the audience, you people, to tell me what you want to see. Right now, I'm doing a Hero Forge builder thing on Wednesday mornings now. Wednesday mornings for me, so Tuesday evenings for most people elsewhere in the world, where I will sit down and make an audience-made Hero Forge miniature, and then have it printed, and then we'll review them. And we use a lot of the new and cool and interesting things, like last week we made a Moonstruck Owlfolk, who has the lunar... we actually created a moon that actually has a lighting glow effect. It was actually pretty sick. So we do cool stuff like that. I'll also be doing some world building streams and some map making streams, giving advice with a new show that I'm in the works for called The Agony Mimic. For those of you old enough to realize the Agony Aunt. There's an old kind of term. I'm basically going to have a mimic absorb all of the problems that you might have at your tables, and we're going to eat them up, and we're going to break them down and talk about them. So yeah. So I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of variety shows coming up soon, so stick around, follow those channels, enjoy these gift subs, and allow them to, of course, enrich your lives with, of course, a bunch of people that I show up on my channel, because like these folks here, I just love playing with people. I love playing with some of the best role players that I meet and get to interact with in the world, and I can tell you firsthand, everyone in this cast are people who I have been big fans of, who I've followed on a variety of channels. If you haven't seen Becca Godsey in Captain Robert's channel, my God, go and do that. Go watch. She's heartbreakingly phenomenal at what she does. Dawn and her partner Ryan have done a bunch of different shows all over the internet, but not only that, they have some of the best advice that you're ever going to find in regards to playing not only D&D, but any variety of role-playing games. And Carla is probably one of the most influential people that I have met from South Africa. She, and she will never admit this, right? But even before Dag was a Twitch streamer, before I was on YouTube, before I even showed my face on the internet, I was already a fan of Carla back when she was working with How to Be a Great GM's Guy, and her character was actually my favorite character. It was actually her that actually inspired me to start wanting to do role-playing like with people and actually take my performance to that level and stuff like that. So there is so much love here. And Jared, by the way, is one of the most knowledgeable people I know about Pathfinder. Anything that I have when it comes to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, I either go and chat to Jared directly or I wrangle him sometime between games. He is so fun, and his podcast as well as his Twitch stream are definitely worth a watch. There's a bunch of fun and awesome people there as well. So I know everyone did their plugs, but I'm riding high on something. So that is my feels. That is my feels right now. So there you go, Jared. You can follow that if you want.
Sure, I'll follow that. Not being super embarrassed at all, but yeah. Thank you very much, Michael. And when I'm not here playing with Michael and being embarrassed live in front of hundreds of people, you can find me at our Twitch channel NVNG, or you can visit our website nvngpodcast.com, or find me on Twitter at NVNG Podcast. Any one of those fun things. But yes, again, very huge thank you to our sponsors. Bong, up there in this corner above Carla's head, is Hero Forge for sponsoring us, Sirenscape for sponsoring us, and of course, we got to shout out all the love in our hearts for Paizo for creating such an amazing adventure path. Again, I highly suggest it. If you haven't played Pathfinder and you're dying to, this is the one to start on. It's fun. It's really fun. But as always, Michael is definitely going to be bringing us over to a raid. So I'm just going to let Michael talk some more because he's great at that. That's his job.
Thank you. I apparently not now. But yes, we are going to go and raid our friends over at... the name is Careful Cantrip. Now, Careful Cantrip is a content creator who I've recently come into contact with. Really fun and very energetic individual. His games are really tight, and he does a bunch of game preps. And look, as much as we love live plays, there is so much to be learned about watching a GM just work their magic behind the screen. So we are going to go and watch the GM from Careful Cantrip work his magic. So do be sure to share all the love, all the raid emotes, all the Dead Aussie emotes, all of the... Well, yeah, everyone should have the Dead Aussie emotes now. So let's raid him with a crypt party. So all the dag heads, as much as we can, we are going to raid him with the zombie horde. Thank you so much once again for coming and joining us. Thank you to everyone who supported the channel. Again, go check out our sponsors Hero Forge and Sirenscape because they're wonderful. And till next time, guys, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.